all the other powers would vest with the government in Kohima, and you would have your own constitution for deciding how they're exercised. Is that right?
You're right.
And here, the nature of the powers exceeds those between India and the other states to the extent that you want state control over subjects like the environment, forests, wildlife, education, culture, where in the Indian case, these are concurrent subjects, you would like state control over them.
Sure.
So in a sense, you're talking of a system that is closer to the Indian constitutional position of 1950 before the document began being amended and changed.
We can come as close as possible, but it is not possible for the Nagas to come within the Indian Union or within the frame of the Indian Constitution. Why? Because it amounts to dismissing the whole history of the Nagas, and Nagas cannot do that.
Let's take up this question of coming within the Indian Constitution in a moment's time. You also want your own flag, I believe, your own stamps,
Sure.
and the right to open tourist and trade offices abroad.
Sure.
I'm right on all of that.
Yes, yes, you're right.
It seems to me that in a sense, you're talking of a relationship between Nagaland and India that is analogous to the relationship between Jammu and Kashmir state in India when that state acceded for the first time in October 1947.
Here the issue is this. The nature of the issue is different. Of course, about Kashmir, they would know better. I think they will talk better. But so far as Nagaland's case is concerned, the history is very clear. Nagaland was never a part of India, either by conquest of India or by consent of the Nagas. This is very clear. And this is the unique history. So according to the uniqueness, no solution will have to be worked out.
So the position we have, or the position we could reach, is one where you could have a division of powers between Delhi and Kohima, which is broadly similar to the accession of Kashmir in 47. But the big difference is that whereas Kashmir accepted Indian sovereignty, the Nagas wish to retain their sovereignty.
Yes, whenever it is possible, we have to retain it.
Can I put this to you? If within the Indian Constitution you can get all the powers and control that you want, then why is a special position within the Constitution so difficult?
You know, when we talk and when we say that within the frame of the Indian Constitution, it is always dangerous because any provision in the Constitution could be easily amended whenever expediency arises. So this is the danger. So we cannot.
Could you accept some form of guarantee that as far as Nagaland and its involvement with India was concerned, the Constitution would never be amended? Could you accept that?
Here, you know, we're coming to the point. The agreement, according to the terms of the agreement, relationship will have to be worked out. The agreement will have, the agreement which which is going to be arrived at should be incorporated in the Indian Constitution. Equally, it should also be incorporated in the Naga Constitution.
But if the agreement were incorporated in the Indian Constitution in such a way that it can never be amended, and you have that guarantee, then could you accept a special position within the Indian Constitution?
No.
Not even then?
That cannot be guaranteed. The certainty cannot be, or the surety cannot be guaranteed.
And because it can't be guaranteed, you can't accept a position within the Constitution.
That is the point. We cannot accept it.
And yet, normally is that at the moment, Mr. Muivah, you travel on an Indian passport.
You are right. But you know, in filling up the forms, I specifically mentioned that lawyers